and I'm here in this community today on this beautiful June 1st morning. My customers are closing tomorrow. They're not in town, so I am doing the walkthrough. Right after the spiffy opening. Right after the spiffy opening. Right after the spiffy opening. So you're looking at the house for the very first time.
It is exceeding expectation at the moment.
Wonderful. I'm Realtor Victor Naraki with one of my buyers, Darlene, and she just bought a house near Disney World, and now she can go on the Jungle Cruise anytime she wants, 100 times a year. Same jokes, but 100 times a year. 15 viewers. Part of the historic Winter Garden, and right after this spiffy opening, well, that is the view. SPACEX is going to be, what are they doing over on their live camera? Okay. Launch of Starlink. Okay, so they got, okay. I got it. Okay. So I got to go, hold on. Theater mode. There we go. Okay. So we'll be watching it side by side. Remember that anything that I get is like a 7-second delay on the small screen. Because I have to, it's kind of weird that it does that. But now I'm hearing right now, I think I'm hearing the train over in Magic Kingdom. I have never, it's really, that does not sound. Oh, of course they're cutting lawns here. Anyway. Oh, I love it. So I just heard, I know that was the train, because that was not the Liberty Bell. I wonder how I can shut off the. Okay, mute my. Oh. Okay, let me go see maybe if I get my headset, because then I can. If I use my headset, maybe that will decrease. Oh, well, that's not good. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. And you don't hear as much lawn mower as you did before. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So, like, I'm thinking it comes between these three houses that I'm centered on. So, and I don't think they're saying anything on the SpaceX. Oh,
To begin retracting away from the vehicle.
there we go.
It'll recline to about 1.5 degrees away from the vertical Falcon 9 rocket. And then at T-minus 2 minutes, the Falcon 9 should be fully loaded with propellant. The liquid oxygen loading will begin terminating at about that point. And at that point, about 1 million pounds of propellants, kerosene and liquid oxygen, will be loaded into the vehicle. The fill and drain valves will be closed and secured for flight. And then the Falcon 9's onboard computer will take command of the countdown at T-minus 60 seconds.
I'm going to take your advice and go a little
steps
to the
to
right.
configure the launch vehicle for flight. That includes pressurizing the propellant tanks on the Falcon 9 rocket. At T-minus 45 seconds, the SpaceX launch director will voice their final go for launch. And then at T-minus 3 seconds, the engine controller on the Falcon 9 rocket will send the engine ignition command to light the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the bottom of the first stage. That's done using an igniter fluid called TTAB. It's aluminum triethyl borane. If this was a night launch, you might be able to see the green flash of ignition from that igniter fluid. And then after a final health check of the engine performance, the onboard computer will give the command to open hold down clamps. These 4 clamps that are holding the rocket on the pad will open to allow the Falcon 9 to begin its vertical climb to space.
It'll sort of like disappear into the clouds.
9 minutes and 9 seconds and counting. Again, we're about 2 minutes from the engine chill down. That's the next major milestone in the countdown.
See, I like doing these things, but it's sort of like when you're doing the fireworks and there's lightning and you don't know if it's going to go off, and then you have to wait, and then you don't know. So, but I've got 11 people watching. Today I'm home all day doing. I'm going to be doing videos on things to remember when buying a short-term rental.
T-minus 8 minutes, 18 seconds after liftoff, the Falcon 9 will head northeast from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This map shows the approximate ground track that we'll see the Falcon 9 take after lifting off from Pad 40. We've labeled Space Launch Complex 40, that is Slick 40 here on this map. And we've also labeled the position of the drone ship a shortfall of gravitas, holding position about 400 miles or 650 kilometers downrange. That is roughly due east of Charleston, South Carolina, as you can see in this map. This is a very familiar trajectory for those of you who have watched Falcon 9 launches with Starlink satellites. This is heading to, again, shell number 4 of the Starlink network.
It's funny. It's just
flying
like
northeast along this red line parallel to the United States East Coast.
The
and
video,
then off the coast
this
of the
would
Canadian
be like
maritime provinces. And
watching
then the Falcon
paint
9
dry.
will deploy the 54 Starlink satellites into orbit over the North Atlantic Ocean, about halfway between Newfoundland and Ireland, at about 15.5 minutes into the flight. Landing of the first stage on the drone ship, by the way, is scheduled for about 8.5 minutes after launch.
Engine chill has started.
We just heard the call at T-minus 7 minutes that the engine chill has started. This is the process that I mentioned moments ago to thermally condition these 9 Merlin 1D power plants on the bottom of the first stage. So a little bit of liquid oxygen will begin flowing into the engine hardware to thermally condition those components for ignition. Because that
I know, I really wanted to see Artemis at night. The night ones are great. And the clouds are sort of clearing here.
Plumbing are all conditioned and brought down close to that temperature, so they don't suffer any damage.
I am telling you, that is the trains at Magic Kingdom.
Sequence.
That is the trains.
This booster flying today is booster 1062. It's flying for the 10th
I'm going to
time
message
today. Here's
my
a look
customer
at its flight history.
who,
It debuted back on November the 5th of 2020 with the
because if
launch
those
of
are
a
the
GPS
trains,
satellite for the
I'm
U.S.
going to
military.
Disney, and I'm
It
going
launched
to
another GPS
live
mission
stream
about
from the
6 months
trains
later.
for a couple of days.
And
I
then
love
it's
the
also
trains,
launched
and they've been
2
shut down
crew
for
missions, notably commercial crew
since
missions,
before the
an inspiration
pandemic.
for private space flight with 4 passengers on board, and the Axiom 1 mission to the ISS with 4 commercial astronauts as well. And it's also launched 4 Starlink missions to date. This will be its 5th Starlink mission. Again, booster 1062 is the booster flying today, going for its 10th flight to space.
Yeah, Artemis will be amazing. That was very disappointing, but safety first. I know they can't prioritize my live streams, but I feel like they should.
In the last few moments, we've heard a couple of calls from SpaceX Launch Control that the first stage is now full of kerosene fuel, so about 46,000 gallons of rocket-grade kerosene has been loaded into the vehicle. Liquid oxygen continues flowing into the rocket at this point. That will be terminated at about T-minus 2 minutes. And the next step
I just got confirmation
of the strongback.
Repeat, I just got confirmation that one train is running in the Magic Kingdom, and that is what I am hearing. I am hearing the trains from the Magic Kingdom right now. This is the first time I've heard it since and known it was it since I moved in 2.5 years ago. I love it. I love it. I can walk out here and listen to and listen to trains. It's beautiful. So excited. You feel like you know what's great is you feel like you're in Disney without going in Disney.
Inside of 3.5 minutes until liftoff, the strongback, as you can see, has retracted to an angle of about 1.5 degrees from the Falcon 9 rocket. It will retract further at liftoff.
It's funny how cold it is right now, how quickly it got chilly. It's in the 50s.
There's stage 1.
I'm a little concerned about my Halloween costume, which includes shorts.
Tank is now full.
You guys can hear me, right?
Loading will continue for a few more minutes, or another minute or so.
So my brother-in-law always keeps me informed of this, but I'm usually not. It takes me a good 15-20 minutes to set up, and make sure everything's working. I just can't believe I'm hearing the fireworks. Not fireworks, the trains. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. And you were here with me the first time I realized, yay!
Now inside of 2 minutes until launch. Everything looking good for an on-time liftoff.
2 minutes.
SpaceX's Falcon 9
it
rocket.
Was funny earlier. I was watching them, and they said that it seemed like there was going to be a delay because the propellant wasn't being put in, and
there's the call from SpaceX Launch Control that second stage liquid oxygen loading has been completed.
But there was
about 1 million pounds
mistake in communications.
Propellants have been loaded.
So
into
luckily,
the
I was
the
running it
hour.
On the side, and I was listening, and they said, "Oh, looks like it's doing it," and I'm like, "Yay!"
Coming up on T-minus 60 seconds, that's when the Falcon 9 rocket's onboard computer will take command of the countdown.
Oh, I can't wait to
Falcon
see
9
it.
is
I
in
can't
startup.
wait.
And we just heard the call that Falcon 9 is in startup. The onboard computer now controlling the final 60 seconds of the countdown. Propellant tanks will be brought up to flight pressure.
This is what's going to be scary. I got to remember where it comes out for next time, and I got to be able to move it in case.
LD go.
So we've got the end of the
There's
White
final call from
House,
SpaceX's
the
launch
darker
director.
house, and then
Please
the
go
gray
for launch.
house.
T-minus 30 seconds.
I love the colors of my community. Thanks for the countdown. Oh, I'm so glad I did this.
Seconds.
So glad.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoop.
Engine start and liftoff.
Oh my God.
Liftoff of
Oh my God.
SpaceX's
Oh my God.
Falcon 9 rocket
Okay.
on the Starlink 436 mission.
Now, when does it start to? There's a 7-second delay between the little screen and the big screen.
T-plus 20 seconds. Falcon 9 heading downrange,
Oh, look out for that bird.
vectoring its thrust to head northeast from Cape Canaveral.
Oh my goodness. The clouds. Wait. Where is it getting clouds for?
Disappeared into the cloud cover here over Florida Space Coast, but we're hearing the loud rumble from the 9 Merlin engines here.
Okay, I'm
We're now
looking.
switching to an onboard camera view from SpaceX, and also a tracking camera from SpaceX to follow the Falcon 9's ascent into the
looking.
sky over Cape Canaveral. Falcon 9 is now supersonic. Now about a minute into the flight. Now, 90 seconds into the flight, the chill down of the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage has begun. This thermally conditions that Merlin vacuum engine for its startup sequence.
Okay, well now
Less
I
than a minute
know.
remaining in the first stage burn.
It's over the light. It's over the
So in less
furthest
than a minute,
gray
about 25
house.
seconds, we expect to see a main engine cut off.
Well, that was it.
The 9 Merlin engines on the first stage will shut down.
If
And then
the
a few moments later,
clouds
we
had,
should see stage
if it was
separation
2
and then
minutes
ignition
earlier,
of the
I would
second
have
stage
seen.
engine. Some spectacular views from an onboard camera moments ago, showing the engine plume expanding as the rocket
Oh well.
climbs into the
Thanks for
thinner
your patience, my
layers of the upper
friends.
atmosphere.
Let's see if we can get this one to.
And you can see the curvature of Earth and the blackness of space there on the horizon. Beautiful views from the Falcon 9. We've heard
It's always
verbal
surprising to me
confirmation of
when
main
you can
engine
see
cutoff
pictures
and
like
stage
this
separation.
from of the curvature of the Earth. That there's morons in this world who still want to believe that the Earth is flat.
And ignition of the second stage has been confirmed, and also payload fairing separation. Some of these views from the onboard camera from the Falcon 9 come with a few seconds delay. So
Oh well.
we did hear confirmation of payload fairing jettison.
At least I know
seconds ago that we just saw
where
that
I see it.
in the onboard camera view.
The house with the pool and the palm tree. Oh well. Well, I will put copy. Okay, comments. Yeah. That's the stream that I'm looking at. You see that? Yeah. If it had launched 3 minutes earlier, I would have seen the whole thing perfectly. All right. Well, next time. Next
Now
time
passing 4 minutes into the flight, we're still
next time I'll
seeing,
know if
some
there's clouds.
spectacular
Forget it.
views from onboard cameras aboard SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. These views are being provided by SpaceX.
Thanks
On
so
the
much
right,
for
you see the
watching. At least
engine
we tried.
on the second stage glowing red hot, that engine bell glowing normally. That is a normal feature of its performance, of its firing. On the left, you can see a view from the first stage booster with its